Hi everyone. In this section we can discuss about MBO. MBO stands for Management by Objective. It actually developed by Peter Drucker in 1954. It basically depends on the concept of planning. Also, MBO accomplishment of objectives through participation of all concerned persons. That means in a business or in a particular firm, all the employees will work here with the proper planning. That is actually meant for MBO. Now we can discuss about the main concept of MBO. The principle behind management by objectives is to make sure that everybody within the organization has a clear understanding of the aims or objectives of that particular organization, as well as the awareness of their own roles and responsibilities in achieving those aims. The complete MBO system is to get managers and empowered employees acting to implement and achieve their plans, which automatically achieve those of the organization. This is actually MBO means, that is, there is a difference between superior subordinate and the participation will be smoother. The joint goal setting will happen for every organization, otherwise there will be failure. Support and encouragement from the superiors. The definition, there are different definitions are MBO. George said that MBO is a process whereby superior and subordinate managers of an organization jointly define its common goal, define each individual's major areas of responsibility in terms of results expected of him, and use these measures as gauge for operating the unit and assessing the contribution of each of its members. Then another scientist, John Humble, said that MBO is a dynamic system which seeks to integrate the company's need to clarify and achieve its profit and growth goals with the manager's need to contribute and develop himself. It is a demanding and rewarding style of managing business. Then the MBO strategy. MBO strategy has a three-part. The first one, all individuals within an organization are assigned a special set of objectives that they try to reach during a normal operating period. Then the second strategy, performance reviews are conducted periodically to determine how close individuals are to attaining their objectives. Rewards are given to the individuals on the basis of how close they come to reaching their goals. So these are the strategies. The principles of MBO are cascading of organizational vision, goals and objectives. Then next point, specific objectives for each member. There will be definition for each member objectives. Participative decision making, explicit time period, performance evaluation and feedback. These are the main principles. Another one is the objectives of MBO. It will translate main statement into operational terms to give directions and set standards for the measurement of performance, to measure and judge performance. MBO is to relate individual performance to organizational goal, to foster increasing competence and growth of subordinates. These are the major objectives. Continuing, MBO is to enhance communication between superiors and subordinates. Also, next point, to serve as a basis of judgments about salary and promotion. MBO is to stimulate subordinates' motivation. It is to serve as a device for organization control and integration. MBO is to set long-term and short-term objectives. Then there is a term called SMART. We can define what is SMART. The clarity of goals. With MBO come the concept of SMART goals. The SMART defines specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. So according to this SMART goal, every MBO will work. The features of MBO. Using the MBO method, there is a superior and subordinate participation. Joint goal setting. There will be a pure clarity for the goals of that organization. Better communication and coordination. Joint decision on methodology. It makes way to attain maximum result. There will be better support from the superior. Objectives will handle for all level. It emphasizes on all significant priority area. The periodic review of performance. Appropriate systems and procedures. There is a pure clarity for the each role. A multiple accountability will happen in this MBO. Then steps in MBO are setting of organizational purpose and objectives, key result area, setting subordinate objectives, matching resources with objectives, appraisal, recycling. Then MBO process. This is the major thing that we have to write in our notebook. That is, MBO defines the organizational goal. It defines employees' objectives. Continuous monitoring of employee performance and progress. Performance of evaluation reviews will happen in this MBO. Providing proper feedback to the subordinates for any kind of employees in the organization. And according to the performance, appraisals will given to the employees. Advantages of MBO. It develops result-oriented philosophy, the formulation of dearer goals, facilitate objective appraisal, it raises employee morale, facilitate effective planning, access motivational force, facilitates effective control, facilitate personal leadership. It basis for the organizational change. The limitations of MBO. It is time consuming. Failure to teach MBO philosophy. It is a heavy task for the superior level. Reward punishment approaches in MBO. So it increases paperwork, creates organizational problems. It develops conflicting objectives, problem of coordination, then lack of durability. Another limitations, there is problems related to goal setting. Trained managers are not available. Need of trained managers is necessary in MBO. Pressure oriented, lack of appreciation, inflexibility. These are the major limitations of MBO. Okay, thank you.